Hello and welcome to Sincerely Elvis Presley. I'm Sean. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. A couple of weeks back, I had a re-delve into my collection for January-February 1970 on-stage material. And I was quite surprised at just how much I'd kind of amassed since I did my year-by-year episode of the 70s. And I enjoyed that kind of delve back into that period, one of my favourite periods, so much. And quite a few of you seem to as well. And a lot of people in the comments reference 1969 as being their favourite Elvis year in terms of live performances and recordings and what have you. And I struggle to disagree with that. I really cannot weigh up between 69 and 70. Both of them to me are my absolute favourites. So I thought, well, rather than, like I did then, rather than sort of get out books and things again that I'd shown before, let's just look at recordings, and let's look at what I've got on Elvis recordings of 1969. So either the recordings he made at American Sound in January-February 69, or live recordings taken right at the very end of July and into August 69. Let's see what I've got. Well, if you're like me, your Elvis collection gets put away on shelves, put away in cupboards, lined up all neatly, whatever, and it's away, and you never really kind of see it, in isolation, like pulling out 1 year and seeing you've got on 1 year. I was quite surprised. I was quite surprised how much 1969 I've got. Usually in my videos I do like to sort of pull things out and take a look through them. I'm not going to be able to. I'll try and look at things maybe that I haven't shown before, if people would like to see them, but we just won't have time. I am staggered. I've got, I've been doing this, 12, about 15 months now, and I've never had a part, and this isn't me going, oh, look at me, what a great, big, huge collection I've got. Not at all. Hopefully, those of you that have watched me for a while and got to know me, that's not how I do things. I don't think like that at all. No, this is just I've surprised myself because I don't even know I'm going to manoeuvre around all this lot. So I think we should get started and let's have a look. So let's start. What I'm also going to do, I don't know why, but I tend to always do, here's the vinyl, here's the CDs. I don't know why, but I always do it in that order. So I'm going to break the habits of a lifetime, and we'll start with, for each time we'll start with CDs. So we'll look at the studio recordings first. We'll look at the American Sound sessions. So first one, Legacy, 2 CD, Elvis in Memphis, and you also get Back in Memphis. Absolutely brilliant, able to pick it up fairly cheaply, not bad sound at all, fairly comprehensive track list. Highly recommended. Want to go a bit further? More from those sessions. This is the Suspicious Minds 1969 Memphis 1969 anthology. Really nice, comprehensive overview of those sessions. Sound quality on this is okay. It's not spectacularly perfect, but it's perfectly serviceable and sounds fine. You should be able to pick that up quite reasonably as well. My favourite bootleg, American Crown Jewels on Bilko. This is a fantastic little recording. Some really nice outtakes. Sound quality is not too bad at all. Got to be my favourite 1969 bootleg, this one, or one of them actually. FTD from Elvis in Memphis. Is the CD going to fall out? No, we're okay. So lovely selection of outtakes, brilliant sound quality on this. Getting harder to pick up these days, but if you're able to find it at a decent price and you haven't got it, well worth it. back in Memphis, again FTD. Are we getting... I've got a booklet out there for some reason. Probably from the last video I did on it. It's not going to go in easily, that's why. They don't look like they're going to fall out, so we should be alright. There we go. Again, fabulous selection of outtakes. Great sound quality. And then the third companion FTD was Elvis at American Sound. Again, the booklets. I haven't put these booklets away since I did my 1969 episode last autumn, didn't I? Can't believe that. Again, more tracks that weren't on the other two, plus outtakes. Again, pristine sound quality. Really, really good. And then, in terms of CD, there's this one which was more commercially available, American Sound 69. It looks very much like the Elvis session sets, but nowhere does it call it sessions, even though you're getting lots of takes. But 5 discs, nowhere near the complete American Sound sessions. This is very good. This is very, very good listening. This is pretty good sound quality as well, but you are not getting the full session, so that's the only caveat really. When we'll see them complete, who knows? But until then, this is pretty darn good. Nice little booklet, but I showed this in the 69 episode, so I won't show it again. Right, let's put out 69 CDs down on the floor for the time being, because otherwise I'm rapidly going to run out of space. So there's our studio stuff on CD, he says, ducking out a shot. Right, let's look at 69 studio on vinyl. So we have the sort of vinyl companion piece, if you like, to that 69 box. And this is Record Store Day, American Sound 69 highlights. This is a really nice release. Sort of giving you sort of potted highlights of what is on that 5 CD box set. So that's American Sound 69 double vinyl on RCA Legacy. Then we've got, going back a little bit, I think this was 1987 if I remember rightly. It was indeed. So this is the Memphis record, and this gathered together the material from the American Sound session. What's interesting about this little release is that they are quite different mixes, so you do get to hear that material in quite a different light. It's also what's quite unusual about it is the way that the gatefold actually opens up. So it opens up that way, and it opens up that way. So this is a nice release. I'm quite fond of the mixes on there. It's not necessarily the most favourite of purists, but you know, if you sort of go at it with no sort of preset expectations, it's a really good listen. This is also available on CD. I only have this one on vinyl. So there's the Memphis record, 1969, a year in review. Now, for me, the ultimate way to hear from Elvis in Memphis, on vinyl or any other way, is this Ultra Disc one-step pressing by Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab. Now this, when it came out, was really expensive. You know, I think it was 150, 60, 70, I can't even remember, but it was really expensive. There were some problems with it. People ended up with warped copies. I don't know, I just looked out on this. I think I got it, was it HMV? Somebody was clearing out might have been Rough Trade or one of the online record stores, and I think I paid about 65 quid for this, £65, which, you know, compared to what people had been paying for it, it is numbered. 10,000, this is 4,304, and I won't go into too much detail, but you do get a replica of the bonus photo that came with the album, and then you get basically each, I think it's on across 2 records, I think if I'm right it plays at 45. It's a while since I played it, but the sound quality on it is fantastic. It is quite a no frills box. The only reason I haven't got it out is there really isn't much to show, but I don't think it's really the box that's the selling point of this. It's the quality of the mastering, the quality of it's just fantastic. So there's your mobile fidelity 1-step. Now this is something that David, Elvis Presley in Japan showed when he did a feature on how bootlegs have progressed over the years. So what this is a 3 LP set that provides you the alternate from Elvis in Memphis. You're going to get a bit of glare, unfortunately, because it's still in its shrink. These are all black vinyl. You could get, I think they released the set, they were released in sets of 200, and I think that was I think there was a set that was just clear vinyl, there was a set that was mixed, and there was a set that was black vinyl. I think each of those sets separately, they were limited to 200. Now you did get almost like an obi that went around the 3 albums, and this was the only place that told you what your limited number was. So this is 148 of 200, but you can see on it that they've crossed out clear vinyl, so it just says black. So this is the black vinyl set. Now this came loose with mine, and I did try and attach it around all 3 albums, and I glued it all together very neatly and nicely with a bit of Pritt stick, got it all on, and then realised that I couldn't split it, get it off, because where I'd put it, when you went down towards the bottom, it started to split it. So I had to undo it and just put it inside the sleeve and wish I'd never even bothered. So, you know, sometimes you try these things. I'm thinking, oh, well, it would look nice. And then I figured even if I got it to sit nicely, it would be forever coming out when I pulled it in and out of the rack, so it can stay in there. But that's your alternate album 1. And there's your tracks, if you can see past the glare. And on that it advertises number 2. And then for number 2 you get that, which gives you, just look at that cover. And yeah, I can see there's a ridiculous amount of glare, and I apologise for that, but with that shrink on it and the lighting today, I'm not going to be able to defeat that, unfortunately. But hopefully you'll be able to see those tracks and the glorious cover. And that then advertises volume 3, which is kind of the alternate live album. And these are from '69 as well, from the tracks that were on the album. Just glorious packaging, a glorious little set. And then we go back to volume 1. So that's the alternate from Elvis in Memphis package. And what else have we got? I told you there was a bucket load of these. I'm quite surprised. So this is Friday Music back in Memphis. I don't think I've shown this one before. What do we get inside? And I believe this is a orange vinyl. And you do get a poster of the album cover inside as well. So that's back in Memphis. Well, that's back in Memphis, and that's the Music on Vinyl red vinyl. I'm not going to get it out because they're a bit awkward to open on camera, these. But I think I showed this in the '69 one. So that's a red vinyl. I think you might get a poster with this, which is the same one again. and this is limited to 2,500, and this is 1986. So there's another back in Memphis. Now we've got music on vinyl from Elvis in Memphis, and this is black vinyl. So this is 180 gram audiophile vinyl pressing, and your standard tracks. Then we've got music on vinyl, and this is yellow vinyl. This is 2,000 numbered copies, and we have number 494 here. So again, the standard album, but this is in a nice bright yellow vinyl. If there is anything that I haven't shown individually that anyone wants to see, let me know in the comments and I'll find a way of squeezing it in some other way. But, you know, I can't really open all these, as we'll be here all day. And I'm sure you don't want to be here all day with me. Right, there's the original. So there's a original UK press, which is on your, I think that's standard orange label. I don't think that's a small orange. But there's your original. Now, this behemoth is something I did add to the collection quite some time later. So when I did my 1969 episode, I showed the 827 Thomas Street CD box set. And sometime after that, I think it was one of my good friend David's videos and one of those fantastic fairs that he seems to go to almost every other week in his home territory. And I saw this on one of the tables. And I thought, that looks like a vinyl box of my 827 Thomas Street CD box. So I decided I was going to get myself it. And what I didn't realise at the time, there was a, pretty much like we've just seen with the 3 vinyl edition, there was a red vinyl edition of this, there was a blue vinyl, but there was also a red and blue vinyl. So this is the mixed red and blue vinyl. This is another of these where you can't tell what the name of the company is. This is exactly the same as the Jungle Room box set. I think it's the same company that produced them. But this, look at this. This is a bootleg box. Yeah, I mean, it's just amazing. If I can actually get it open. So what I did was basically I sold my CD set because the CD set's in this as well. I'm going to struggle to get this open, I think. Right, here we go. So, stay there. You get yourself a booklet, and we get that great shot that was on one of those vinyls we just saw. Nice booklet. I mean, the booklet is exactly the same as the booklet you get with the CD set, but obviously 12-inch size. And I remember at the time thinking that was a nicely to get put together little booklet anyway. So there we go. Just stunning stuff. Kind of, you know, this is the trouble. I think we all do it. You know, we watch each other's, we watch YouTube videos, we watch various people showing things, and we all think, oh, look at that, I think I need to get that. And before you saw the video, you probably didn't even know it existed and would have quite happily lived without it. But when you do know it exists, you got to have it. So there's LP1. And that's red, sort of marbled vinyl. It's a sort of burgundy marble. I'm going to try and do this without everything collapsing, which could be a feat. LP2. And this should be blue marble. Is it straight blue? It is straight blue, I think. Yeah. There's no marble in that. Straight blue. Please stay. Because we've got to get them back in somehow. Otherwise there's no way I'm going to get to the others. LP3. Just red marble. It's like a game of Jenga, this. LP4. Oh, oh. LP4. See, I just don't have the space. I knew this was going to be a challenge. I just don't want them to go crash into the ground. Blue vinyl. Let's try and put that one there, because I don't think that Jenga's going to work. I knew. Told you, didn't I? I knew. LP, what are we on? LP4, 5. I've lost track now. Lost track. Desperately trying not to smash things. Red. And this should be LP6. Oh, what have we got in there? Oh, interesting. Okay. So inside, what you see is the CD box set. So you get the CD box set as well. And LP6, your track listing is... So we get some live sections there, I think. So that should be blue. So let's get this all back in before we have a disaster. And I'll show you what I've just seen. I'll show you what I've just seen on the inner sleeve, because I forgot that was there. So you get all this loveliness. Look at that. You get 6 LPs in different colours with great material from those sessions. And then you get, I think that's a 45. So inside the lid, if I remember rightly, you get It Keeps Right Hurting, Keeps Right On Hurting, and If I'm a Fool for Loving You. And this could well be limited black vinyl edition. Okay, so I've got black vinyl. I've never actually opened the 45, but what glorious artwork. Just, you know, you get a box like this and it's just a little treasure trove. It really is. So that's a great thing. So that brings us to the end of our studio material. Whoop. With that 827 Thomas Street box set, which is a spectacular thing that I absolutely love. I really am going to run out of room in a minute. Right, let's start with the live recordings. FTD, Elvis in person at the International. Are they going to fall out? Did I bother putting the booklet away? No, we're all good on all counts. Oh no, here we go, you see. FTD discs, every time. Every time. For what they charge. Ridiculous. So, there's your material. Fantastic sound quality. Fantastic presentation. But rubbish housing for some of the CDs, FTD. Then we got this cheeky little bootleg here from Rock and Roll Majesty. I'm pretty sure I showed this one before. So this is a 217 of 400 set, and there is your track listing. I think we get best of the American sound sessions, and we get some live dates as well. What else have we got? Return of a Prodigy. So this is Gravel Road Music. This came with a little envelope, which I believe has got some postcards in, but I did show this in one of my 1969 episodes, and I've never actually opened that envelope. So this is August the 3rd, 1969 dinner show. Then we've got Vegas Throat, which is a kind of alternate companion to In Person at the International, because it's a variety of performances from the 69 season. Then we've got also from Gravel Road this rather brilliant little box set, which I think I showed before. So you get a brilliant little booklet, full of great pictures. And you get a second booklet inside. You get 3 CDs, and behind each disc, nice pictures. Sort of alternate rear cover. And where's our track listing? I don't even think there is a track listing easily accessible. Ah, we have. There we go. Here's your track listing. So that's a beautiful little set, and this is sort of Gravel Road's precursor to the by invitation only that came out at the beginning of this year. But this is a really nice little set and well worth getting hold of if you can. Then of course we've got Elvis Live 1969. This is the 11 CD box set. I've shown this before, lots of people have shown this before. If you want a one-stop shop for Elvis Live in 1969, this is it. The mixes are revisionist mixes, they're not the pure sound of the 1969 recordings, but it's pretty darn good listening. So if you want not Elvis Live in 1969, this is a great one-stop shop. Then of course we have the this is basically Return of a Prodigy, but with a massive book that came with the Elvis by invitation only. I did show this on an unboxing, and other channels have shown it in quite some detail, so I'm not going to dwell on that, but that's fantastic. Looking at the vinyl, we have the original in person at the International plus back in Memphis. We have Japanese press of the same album. Different rear cover, of course, because this is a later issue. Then we have Friday Music's Elvis in person at the International. We get a very similar sleeve, different sort of inner there. But if I remember rightly, this is on a rather nice sort of, what do they call it, blue and gold splatter vinyl. See that gold sort of shimmers. See, I think that's beautiful. I think that's way better than that so-called sparkle gold FTD that came out last year. I think that's really nice. It was quite sort of oceanic, isn't it? It looks like a sort of, yeah. Anyway, Friday Music. Then of course we've got our legacy editions, Record Store Day, Elvis, August the 23rd, 1969. Which is fantastic. That one's become a bit harder to get hold of now, the August the 23rd. Then we've got the more standard release, although this one you can still pick up. This is August the 26th, 1969. Another fantastic set. Great stuff. Running out of space again. I did show this one before. This is a Madison Elvis Now in person. This is limited to 200 copies. This is the black vinyl, 50th anniversary. Stunning, stunning stuff. Really, really nicely put together. And with this particular release, you also get a CD. So you get the material on CD as well. Vegas 69, this is the story. So that's a nice little addition. And then we have Elvis, A Shining Artistic Triumph in Las Vegas. And this is again in a sort of amalgam album of tracks recorded at that season. This is on Petticoat. So there's your track list. It's getting harder to even hold it to the camera because I'm running out of room to even get it near. I think, I knew 69 was my favourite year, but yeah, I'm quite surprised at just how much I've managed to amass. There's your nice purple vinyl. And with that one as well, you also got it on CD. The Shining Artistic Triumph in Las Vegas. With the same set, so you can probably see them a bit better there. Whew. Right. MRS. Las Vegas International presents Elvis 1969. Similar approach. This is a amalgam of different dates, I think, if I remember rightly. Exact recording date unknown, likely to be early to mid-August 1969. No, it's not. This is one set, but they don't know the exact date. And this is on clear vinyl, although it looks grey in there, but it is clear. So we finish. I really need to put some of these somewhere else. I'm just not sure where. And we finish with the behemoth that is Elvis by invitation only. Now, I did do an unboxing of this when I first got it. It was quite a controversial set because it was quite expensive and people didn't really think that it justified the price tag. I said at the time that I thought it was a brilliant, superb quality item, and maybe they could have brought the price down a little bit by sort of dropping things like the gold CDs and DVDs in the book, because who cares whether they're gold or not. I don't think it adds anything at all to the fact that it's a CD. You're not getting any better quality. It's a digital recording. It's a digital binary code. So, but yeah, I defended it. I had quite a few people at the time that didn't think it was worth the money. I agree it's very expensive, but I still stand by. This is a superb quality sort of souvenir of 1969 and that engagement in Las Vegas. And yeah, I still think it's well worth it if you're feeling flush and you fancy treating yourself and you haven't got one. Because I just think it's it's just a nice like icing on the cake when you've got a lot of 1969 stuff. This is kind of the ultimate, but it is pricey, I know. And that's about it really. It feels like it's been a bit of a whistle stop, which I apologise for. But I didn't, once I'd got it all laid out, I didn't know any other way to do it. I kind of thought, ooh, and I can't really do it in two parts. It would have just felt a bit dragged out for the sake of it, really. So I'm sorry it's been a bit of a whistle stop, but I think you can appreciate that 1969 is pretty much almost certainly my favourite Elvis year, although 70 comes really, on any given day, 70 might do it, because you've got all the fantastic recordings in Nashville, you've got both seasons in Vegas, you've got the Astrodome. Yeah, I can't really choose, and I wonder now if I laid out all the 70 stuff whether it'd probably be about the same. So yeah, I've quite surprised myself by how much there is, but I'm sure there are plenty out there that have even more on 1961. Let me know in the comments. Is 69 your favourite year? What's your favourite release of what you've seen? Is there stuff out there on 69 you haven't seen that you think's better? What's your favourite track from 69? What's your favourite show from 69? And if there is anything that I haven't really shown in detail that you'd like to see in more detail, by all means drop that in the comments and I'll do my best. Things are falling off the desk. It's been bedlam. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but anyway, thank you as ever for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend some time watching the video. Next week, I believe I might be taking a look at books that show Graceland. That's the plan as it stands, but that might change. But anyway, until then, I hope you're able to join me next week. Whatever you're doing, have a great time. Take care, everyone. Ta-da.
We'll meet you again. May God bless you. Adios.